Hi, Anna here from our office in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Today actually from our lunch room, and here to do another deep dive in my Playbook topic around building high-performing, effective, productive, happy, sustainable teams. And the topic that I wanted to talk about today is goals. So in the Playbook I talk about the importance of short-term, long-term planning, and that in order to basically build our teams to be effective, to be focused, to be high-performing. We know from research that goals help people to stay motivated, to stay on track, focusing on the right things and making sure that we have this forward-leaning motion in the work that we're doing. And we also know that in a setup where we have a distributed team, where we can't and won't monitor people by looking over their shoulders, checking when do they clock in, when do they clock out. During the day we basically look at their results, what they deliver. Goals, setting and following up on goals is a really important means of actually being able to review performance. So in the setting of a distributed team, in modern software development today, how do we work effectively with goal setting? Here are my 4 components of effective goal setting. Starting with number 1, which is basically deciding your organization's framework for how to work with planning and goal setting. Now, in modern software development, there are a number of different approaches that we can utilize, but the important thing is that you come up with what is your approach and make sure that your organization, your teams are actively following and utilizing the method. So, for example, in Agile development we have Scrum, where we work with sprint goals, setting short sprint goals and making sure that we are delivering on what we have planned for there. What I would always suggest and recommend when you're working with a Scrum or Kanban or Agile-ish kind of method is that you also find the way to lift the gaze of your teams by actually setting bigger goals as well. Apart from, for example, the sprint goals that you're working according to, make sure to also set a bigger goal scope, so to say. One version that you can do is working with milestones, talking about that, okay, in the next milestone here, we call it milestone next gen, for example. In this milestone, what we are actually delivering to our end users and to our customers is feature X, Y, Z, and the following improvements that they have been asking for so long in our existing product portfolio. So just lifting the gaze a bit and talking about what is the bigger scope, what is the bigger goal that we are actually working to achieve here. So that's number 1. Number 2, super important when it comes to goal setting, get buy-in. So research again clearly shows that goals that you have set yourself or that you have been a part of setting, you will be so much more committed to actually following through with and committing to actually get the goal executed. So in software development today, no developer would obviously get excited about a very high set target or goal that they haven't had the slightest chance to be able to give input to by, for example, discussing about the feasibility, breaking it down to what does this new feature actually means in terms of effort, and basically being able to contribute to that goal setting. So get buy-in by making sure that the people that will be executing on this goal is actually a part of setting and agreeing on the goal. Number 3, visualize it. Might sound easy, but this is often something that we miss out on. We can set up our goals, we define what we want to do, we talk a lot about it, but we might not actually put it into a visualized version where everyone can see it, we can come back to it later on, we can continuously use that as the reference of what do we want to achieve and where are we today. So use tools. There are a lot of good support in tools like Jira, Azure DevOps. We can even just go with something as simple as a PowerPoint, just making sure that whatever ambitions and goals that we're having and that we have agreed on, that the team has that easily accessible and that they continuously throughout the work see it. Number 4 is change it. So a very clever previous colleague of mine once said, planning is everything, but the plan is worthless. And this really stuck with me, because I think it's actually so true, and especially in the context of software development today, very applicable. In today's rapidly changing landscape of market situation is changing, our customer needs are changing, our conditions for the business that we're building, our digital platform that we're building, things are changing, and with that we and our product needs to change with it. We have to be adaptable, we have to be agile today. So we set down our plan, but we stay open about the fact that the plan is likely to change. So how do we go about the changes that we are introducing into our plans and that will be impacting our goals? Well, basically we limit the amount of changes that we are accepting. We don't just go with any whim to change our scope, to change our plans and the goals that we have set out for ourselves. 2, we also break things down into smaller chunks. Again, maybe looking at this big milestone plan that we have, what we want to get out in maybe 3 months or so. That overall target might be something that we say that this overall we won't be changing, but the details within it might be changing. So breaking the bigger targets down into smaller chunks, and those smaller chunks, there will be changes coming into those chunks along the way, and that is what we are changing. And as always, when we go into the level of sprint goals, sprint targets, don't change sprint goals, don't change sprint targets. We should be able to plan for the upcoming 2 weeks. For example, if we're going with 2-week sprint, we should be able to plan and commit to that scope. Things shouldn't be changing mid-scope. Number 5, celebrate and recharge. So make it a habit to celebrate when you have reached a target or a goal. It's so important. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe get some cake in, or just, I don't know, go out for a beer, take a nice cup of tea and talk about the accomplishment. This is something that is so important, and I think especially in software development, where we're going in this pace of continuous improvement, small steady progress, just stopping and giving the team that sense of accomplishment. We did this, we got this out, we delivered this value to our customers or our end users, we did great. It will help with refueling and re-energizing the team, and yeah, just being a really good sense of energy for the team, for the work going forward. So that was my thoughts on goals and goal setting. I hope you found this interesting and useful. If you did so, stay tuned for more snippets like this by subscribing to our YouTube channel or just following us in our channels. Have a fabulous continued day. Ciao!